Well, the fight against corrupt selected so-called leaders around the nation continues. But let's focus in on Maricopa County, where just last Wednesday, the Board of Supervisors stormed out of a public meeting because they couldn't handle the truth. Joining us now to give us the full story, co-founder of the People's Operation Restoration, Mickey Clan. Thank you so much for being with us, Mickey. It's great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Indeed. Well, Mickey, I really just want to open the floor up to you. Take us back and briefly sort of summarize for us where this story begins.
Absolutely. So in 2021, our kids were still masked. So I was talking with my partner at the time for Bonds for the Win, Ann LaFleur, and she explained to me that all of these elected officials are licensed, bonded, and insured, meaning they have to have an oath of office. They have to carry a surety bond to we the people in the event that they ever step out of line and harm the people, and a liability policy. So what we did in 2021 is we taught parents throughout the United States to stand up, first send a FOIA request requesting their oath of office, liability policy, and bond policies. And then step two was to serve a letter of intent. And in that letter of intent, we stood up to the school boards and also the cities, the counties, and the states of each country, of each state, and we serve them with a letter of intent saying, look, these are the 27 state, federal, and international laws that you're breaking. You're practicing medicine without a license, and we command you to drop these mask mandates or else we will file a claim against your surety bond. Well, they would always run out. They didn't like being served. They hated it when we would describe to them what they were personally liable for. They didn't even want to know about their personal liability. So what ended up happening was the school districts would go back into deliberation, and they would come back 7 days later, and they would vote no more masks and no more pornography in the library. So we had videos going viral all over the country. People were standing in action up to these school boards, and they were saying to them what they were about to do. And when we went to file a claim against their surety bonds, many of these policies were not allowing us to get any remedy. So what ended up happening was within 3 months of all the parents standing up against their school districts, Biden went ahead and removed the mask policy, thereby liberating over 50 million children, all because parents took that offensive move. They basically just started asking, wait a minute, who are you and who do you work for? And what happened was, next thing you know, they were serving in Canada and in Europe and in Australia. And next thing you know, worldwide, the mask mandates were removed for children in public schools. Next thing you know, it was like a domino effect. It was then all the private schools, then it was all the colleges, then it became all the airlines, then all the department stores. And now like the entire world is not masked, all because we were operating as creditors. We were asking them, who are you and who do you work for? Well, that was such an amazing success story. But then once we realized, what is it that they were running from? What were they so concerned about? So we were doing a full forensics report. We were looking at these oaths of offices and found out that none of them are legitimate. They've all signed an oath to a foreign corporation, which means that every single elected official that you're looking at in every single city, county, and state have never signed an oath to we the people. They don't even work for us. And they don't have a surety bond, because if they did, we would have been able to file a claim against them, and not a single surety bond paid out. So again, in the forensics reports, we found out that they only carried surety to each other. In other words, a concerned citizen could not file a claim. It was only the treasurer of these corrupt corporations that could file a claim against these boards. So what we did in Maricopa County this time through is we served them with a notice of liability and an opportunity to cure. We need them to prove who they really are and who they really work for. Because what we're telling them is that since you don't have an oath of office, that's a $250,000 fine per resident in Maricopa County. There are 4.5 million residents. It's the fourth largest county in the country.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to